Okay, you're not able to take care of Babu Nebo. You're not able to boss the water, Babu.
But when I saw you standing with two crests over there, what you were discussing with them?
Hila, I was not telling them anything about loving you. I was telling them about CDC due payment.
I thought it's not true. I know that CDC due payment over.
No, did I? Enough finish yo. Now let me explain the whole due payment to you. That program they had on April 12th is just to tell all citizens, reaction, and sympathizers that we will start paying due for now to 2030 and all the way.
So I want to ask you, the way some all not there. How will I want you book?
Abolida, the thing is, just go straight to CDC party headquarters and you request for your book. The people will give it to you. Anytime you go there, the people will be there. Don't worry yourself. In fact, the people get a mobile money number. If you file or you know you can make it, just send it straight on their mobile money number. And as soon as you send it on the mobile money number, the people will send your receipt straight on your website, or you go pick up your receipt and your due book right to your district office. I mean, the district that you live in. You can also pay to the bank. You can go to UPA or GT Bank. When you finish paying that money, they will give you one pink paper. Then you will carry it to the party headquarters or your district office. Then the people will verify it. They will give you your original receipt and your due book. And don't forget that only $1 US or $200 liberty you will pay every month. If you won't pay more than that, no problem. Because this party called CDC have to survive. And the mobile money number is 0886 097451.
Amanda, aweto. Amanda, aweto. Maipuye, Iliberia, Maipuye. Jobia. Double.
String.
Aha, y'all want it, bro. The punch of giant right to take over.
Like
Y'all want it, Robbie, Papa, come here again. Y'all want it, Ro, Papa, Georgie, come here again. Y'all want it, Ro, Mama, Joe, come here again. Who want it, Rossi, Tisha, come here again. Now they walk on the giant, come here soon. Better move, I say, you're better move, you're more. It's about to get away. We come here again. Who want to roll city? Come here again. Who want to roll job? We are coming again. Who want to roll Mama Joe? We're coming again. Up in the roll city, she come here again. Now the whole country, China, coming so.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to another edition of the CDC Hour. The CDC Hour is a 60-minute package of activities within the Congress for Democratic Change, and also we deal with other issues affecting the body politics of our country. Today is Wednesday, January 14, 2026, and I'm here discussing very important topics today. We are confronted with a lot of issues. As a matter of fact, today the government and people of the United States have included Liberia on the list of 75 countries with visa suspension, visa restriction that should take effect on the 21st of January 2026. And also our people, the struggles of our people everywhere, the marketers, people who are doing business, they are suffering. And I think the government is the cause of that suffering. So this plus much more are coming up in just a moment after a bit of our theme song. Thank you so much and welcome back. I am your presenter, Isiaka Sharif, and Josephine Johnson is not here today. She might be here on Friday. So let's go strictly into it. If you are watching via the social media, if you are watching on our page, you can share the video, Please help us to share the video so that more people can watch. Invite other people to watch the program. Wow. In the last few months, President Buakai, in fact, last year, President Buakai visited the United States, and he sat with President Trump alongside the presidents of Senegal, Benin, and I think Chad and Guinea-Bissau. Okay. And President Buakai was told by Trump that he spoke beautiful English. And so when the president returned to the country, apologist of the regime, in fact, when President Buakai went there, he asked the United States government, he asked President Trump to help Liberia to determine what kind of resources we have in our country. Even though we know that we have gold, we have diamond, we have silver, we have we have gold, we have diamond, we have silver, we have iron ore, we have rubber, and all of that. We have logs and everything. But the president went and sat with President Trump and told him to come to Liberia to find out what are the resources we have, the level of the quality of our resources that we have. And so President Trump, I told him that, you speak beautifully. Where did you learn to speak your English from? And so regime apologists, when President Buakai returned to the country, they were all on the rampage, on the social media, on radio stations, and talking about, for the first time in the history of the country, a U.S. president has heaped such a praise on Liberia's president. And so they said Liberia was coming to be like heaven. Everything was going to be rosy. Manna was coming down from heaven and everything. In fact, they vilified us, members of the opposition. And, they made it to know that, they made it to look like, President Buakai has been like no other president in the history of the country. In fact, President Buakai is bringing heaven to this Liberia, and all of that. After a few months, the U.S. government extended Liberian people visa to 3 years. Well, how many people actually benefit from that? 3-year visa, Well, but that doesn't mean that people will not get 6 months, 3 months visa and everything. So, but they were there making it to look like this is something that will never happen again. It has never happened before. And they insulted us. They insulted the former government, members of the former government. They are still insulting. And so, but quite shockingly today, in fact, before today, some 40 countries around the world were banned from getting visa to go to the United States. Their visas were suspended. And so the guys came, the American government listed 40 or 41 countries. Liberia is not there. You see what President Buakai is doing. President Buakai is doing this, he's doing that. The old man diplomacy is working and thing. And without giving a credit to the past government, even for Liberia being on the Security Council right now as a non-permanent member. When George Weah started that, Minister D. Maxwell Kimaya was very instrumental. Comfort Sawyer, Henry Boema Fambule Jr., who's now ambassador of Liberia to Egypt, they were all instrumental. Korva, Ibrahim Korva, who was deputy minister for economic integration at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Those guys did an extremely marvelous job. And they went, they upped the diplomacy such that the African Union and the ECOWAS, right, endorsed Liberia. That was in 2021, 2022, right? They endorsed Liberia as one of its candidates alongside DR Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, to occupy Africa's 2 seats at the UN Security Council to replace Algeria and Sierra Leone. Okay, so it started ever since, but the guys made it look like it was President Boakai who initiated that just in 1 year, 6 months of his administration, and Liberia got it. That could never have been possible. It could never have happened in 2 years. No, it is a long-term process, long-term diplomatic planning, long-term diplomatic, exchanges between and amongst countries, with Liberia. And that happened, under the administration of President George Weah. But the guys, they didn't give George Weah the credit. They said it was Boakai. But shockingly today, the government of the United States, the State Department, has come up to announce that Liberia is included on a list of 75 countries barred, from receiving visa. So, and it takes effect on the 21st of January. That is next week. As of next week, no Liberian, maybe except the big government officials who maybe are invited to America, or maybe the United States government invites somebody and think maybe they can give that visa through diplomatic note. Okay, but no ordinary citizen, as from next week, no ordinary citizen of this country will receive visa to go to America. That is very worrisome. The United States is our strategic partner. And let me say today, the United States government recently, President Trump ordered the U.S. military to launch an operation in Venezuela that captured and took into captivity, the president of Venezuela, Hugo Chavez. Not Hugo Chavez, but Nicolas Maduro. I'm sorry, Nicolas Maduro. Hugo Chavez was president before Maduro. He was his predecessor, Maduro. Okay, so they captured Maduro and flew him to the United States. Liberia's permanent representative to the United Nations, Louis Brown, read a communique. He read a statement on behalf of Liberia, Somalia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, the 3 African representatives at the Security Council. Okay, he read that statement, and Liberia condemned the United States for arresting Maduro for the military intervention in Venezuela, and in fact called it a blatant violation of international law. Okay, yes, it is. But in international diplomacy, might is right. Might is right, right? Or a country's power, the more powerful you are, the rightful you become. So, for example, America will go to Iraq, to Afghanistan, invade. America is right because they are powerful. They are a powerful nation. They are a global power. They shape geopolitical event around the world. They are in a very strategic geopolitical position to do that. Russia as well. Their action in Ukraine, right? Okay, Russia is right in terms of diplomacy. But when it comes to law, right, the US was wrong. Liberia say you wrong. Okay, America say okay, we slap you with sanction, visa restriction, and that. Imagine it is not the first time, right? When China, when China, when the United States, I mean, when the United Nations crafted a resolution to condemn China for its activities in Xinjiang province, in the Xinjiang province where the Uyghur minority live. You know, the Uyghur is a minority tribal group. It's a minority tribal group who are predominantly Muslims. They live in China. Okay, Liberia condemned China for, the human rights violations, that people are being killed, people are being tortured and things. We condemn China, right? But at the end of the day, what China did, China said, we cannot continue the overhead bridge that we're building in Liberia. No, we can't continue that. So once Liberia can condemn us, we will put a halt to the project. If possible, we will cancel it. They did not cancel it, right, until this government came. And then, but we condemned China, and we did all of that because of the United States, because of our strategic positioning, our strategic friendship, our strategic partnership with the US. Okay, but our friends in government now, they condemned us then. They were on the rampage. Oh, Liberia should never have taken such a position against China. Look at what we are losing. We are losing overhead bridges. Oh, our friends were on the rampage and they condemned us. But today, they condemn the United States, and Liberia has been placed on the list of visa, ban, visa restriction. And let me tell you something. The two are not equated. They're not equal. The United States, by far, is a more strategic partner to Liberia than China. Okay, so if we have condemned China and you say we're wrong, then you are wrong today to condemn the United States, for which they have slapped us with visa restriction. Okay, it is pathetic. So people, in fact, the DV this year for 2027 is almost entirely cancelled. Okay, even if it were not cancelled, right? You cannot get visa. No Liberian can get visa now to go to the United States. No Liberian can get visa to go to the United States. Can we live with that? I don't think so. We cannot live with that. We definitely cannot live with that. Because we can't live without the United States. That is a fact. No matter what resources we have, because we cannot even manage adequately our own resources. So we cannot live without the United States. And so I think the government now should be under pressure. The government should be under immense pressure, because when the good things happened yesterday, they boasted. They said it was because of them. And today we are slapped with a visa restriction, with a visa ban. It is also the government. It is government's reckless. It's the government reckless and irresponsible behavior that has led the United States government to include Liberia on this list of countries with a enormous visa restriction. And Trump is clear. President Trump is very, very clear. He doesn't want to know. What does the U.S. stand to benefit really from Liberia? The guy said, we are a small country. We are a shithole country. In fact, the entire Africa. So I think the government of Liberia under Boakai made a mistake. We should never have condemned the United States, because it shows that our condemnation of the United States in the Venezuela issue has placed us on this travel ban. Because when we had not done it, 41 countries were banned, but we were not included. We were not included. The moment we held an elaborate press conference, the moment we read an elaborate communique, alongside Somalia, and as a matter of fact, Somalia, DRC, and Liberia, the three countries that jointly presented that communication and read that communication are all on the travel ban. So it tells you that it is because of that travel ban, President Trump of the United States has included Liberia and the three countries on the U.S. visa restriction. So that is it. What can we do? We are a small country. We cannot respond because even if we were to respond, we cannot respond in equal proportion. It can be a tit for tat. No, we can't do tit for tat. No, we are a small country. We are disadvantaged. And so, but our government did not chew with caution. Now one of its teeth has been removed. One of the government's teeth, two of the government's teeth, three of the government's teeth have been removed because the government did not chew with caution. You know, when you know you have toothache, you must chew with caution. If you cannot chew with caution, it's going to be a very disastrous scenario, and that is what has struck us right now. People, Liberians out there are going to call. They are going to call. But this is a very bad situation for Liberia. There are some countries who are not traditional allies of the United States. Yes, they are allies, but they're not traditional allies, especially in Africa. But we from Liberia is a traditional ally of the United States. We cannot live without the United States. I can say that for sure. Without the U.S., Liberia will crumble. Liberia will perish because almost everything about us is the United States. Even the English we speak we speak American English. Okay, we speak American English. Whatever we do here, for example, remittances that we receive from families from the United States, right, is enormous. Over $500 million every year we receive in remittances from our families in the United States. And the United States remittances from our people, they make up of most of our GDP. Remittances is part of our GDP. Okay, so that is where we are. Liberia cannot live without the US. So the government is under pressure. They're not already performing. The government is already failing. The government is already doing a lot of things that are not called for, violating the rule of law and everything. And these are some of the reasons why the US government has decided to strike. During the George Weah administration, the ambassador here then, Michael McCarthy, he will go play basketball with the president of Liberia then, George Weah. When they leave, the basketball court, he will go and blast Liberia. The president, people will be sanctioned and everything. So they laugh with you, but at the end of the day, the government will be on its heels. Okay, at the end of the day, that's what happened. So don't see them laughing with you. Don't see them laughing with you. But I think they blundered. The government blundered. Liberia should not have condemned the US on the Venezuela issue. You see, powerful country like Israel cannot condemn the US on such an issue. Little Liberia. Then we are little. Let's be frank. We are not as powerful as Israel. We are not as powerful as other countries. For example, the U.S., one of the U.S. most traditional allies, right? Uh, Britain, right? Britain. The British government did not condemn the U.S. outrightly. They only said they are not part of the U.S. operation in Venezuela. And they made it clear. They said, we are not part of it. We are calling on the U.S. to follow the principles of international law. That's what Prime Minister Keir Starmer said to the British people and the rest of the world. But Liberia went, sat like a big power, condemning America. You violated international law. You got to release Nicolas Maduro effective immediately. Oh, come on. Who are you? You don't have power. You don't have might. Sometimes your truth cannot matter. Your truth does not matter because in international diplomacy and strategic global global positioning, right? Might is power. Might is right. Might is right. The more mighty a country is, no matter how infringement they commit, against other countries, they will be right. They are right in the eyes of their strategic global partners. The U.S. now is right in the Venezuela issue. The U.S. is right in the eyes of a strategic global partner because according to the U.S., the operation in Venezuela was done as a result of strategic U.S. national security, right? And a country like Israel will always stand with the United States. Israel is telling the U.S. that, look, bravo, you have done well. In fact, Maduro is a dictator. There's a dictatorship in Venezuela. Trump said we're going there for oil. You know, and what have you? Today they are on Iran, North Korea, right? Russia, China, all of the countries in the East. Okay, the countries in the Western Hemisphere, Westerners are all against Easterners. Okay, but we got to be very, very careful how we deal with, how we deal in international diplomacy. We got to be very careful. It is not because somebody is right in terms of law, then you should, somebody is wrong in terms of law, you should just go and condemn them. Right? Especially when it comes to global, strategic positioning. Honorable Gertrude J.D. Williams, you are watching from Johnsonville. Welcome to the program. I will need you here, I think, in the next few days. Yeah, Honorable Williams, you got to come and share some of your perspectives. Former Assistant Minister at the Ministry of Transport for Administration. Okay, you are welcome. Fresh, very fresh from Ghana. So that is what our government has done. They have taken a position that has crippled the country, that has put an immense pressure on the country. And if Liberians cannot go to the United States, the pressure will be too much on the government. I guess they know that. They know that because Liberia, America, Benin is say, yeah, Liberia, America, Benin is after 6 months, 7 months, 1 year. If no Liberian can get visa to go to the United States because of the reckless and irresponsible behavior of our government, wow, the pressure on the government will be too much. The pressure will be too much. I saw one deputy minister, my very own friend, Anthony Myers from the Ministry of Finance, posting, okay, this is it. Say patriotic Liberians don't need to panic about the visa review. Just see where we have reached after the MCC review. It takes serious hatred for anyone to rejoice over death rumors. Oh, wow. Anthony Myers, really? Wow. Okay, let's see. So Anthony Myers is saying that Liberians who are panicking about the visa restriction are not patriotic Liberians, because he said patriotic Liberians should not panic. So people that are worried actually about this visa restriction, it means they are not patriotic. They are Liberians who are not patriotic. You see what government officials can put themselves into? You see what? Wow. I don't think Minister Myers should have posted this. Of course not. He shouldn't have posted this. Okay. So with this, we go to our next topic. So if you are listening out there, if you are in the market, if you are a market woman, you are a market, you are a man, in the market, doing business in your shop, listen to me very well. In the last few months, the government of Liberia has embarked on the spree of, removing everybody, all of our people who are earning meager resources to feed their family, who are on the street selling to feed their families. And they have done that very violently. If you go to Douala, if you go to Red Light, go to Macklin Street, Randall Street, other places, they are violently sometimes beating our people. He said they should leave the street. But where will these people go? Where will they go? This is not the government they voted for. Yes. Do you blame them for voting for you? I don't think you should blame them. The only thing you can do is to improve their lives. If you cannot improve their lives, right, when they are doing meaningful ventures to improve the lives of their families, you should let them breathe. You should let them breathe. Go to Douala. The people are in agony. They are in pain. They cannot do business. They have violently removed them to where even the road is not reaching. And the horrible part about it is our people struggle for 2-3 months to look for money to go sell on the street. Government agents, security people come and they take their goods. Goods that somebody sweat for almost 6 months, sometimes 1 year, to look for money, to buy, to sell, to feed his or her family. You come and take it in less than 1 minute. You carry it and eat it. You carry it to your house, give it to your wife, your children eating it. In Islam, we call that haram. They are inflicting too much pains on our people. If you go to Douala today, oh yes, we want the road to be constructed. And as a matter of fact, it is not the rescue government, it's not a unity party government that initiated the construction of the road. No, that is not the implication. Don't imply it like that you are the proponent of the extension of that road. No, it is the CDC government that initiated that, but we did not do that. because we have feeling for our people. We were going to get an alternative for our people to do their business, if not comfortably, but through a means where they will be able to continue to do their business, to feed their families. If you go to Douala today, people are in pain. Not only that they are removed from the roads, but their goods are being taken away. They are lamenting on the fact that they voted for the government. There is resentment in the street. There is agony. There is frustration. There is regret. People are regretting why they voted the government. But it is late. When we told them, some of them could not listen. They will always say, when you tell the child that, the feces, I will not call the real name, but the feces is on the palm kernel. The child says it has not reached to the seed. It has not reached to the palm kernel itself inside. So you should leave them when they busted, and when that thing flashed on them, then they will lament, oh, my parents advised me that there was poo-poo on this palm kernel. However, they are human beings. They should be treated like human beings. They should be treated equally under the law. They should be treated like your fellow Liberians. Put yourself in their shoes. They do not have anywhere to go. When President Weah decided to take marketers off the street, in fact, it is not the first time that a government has decided to take marketers from the street. No. But the manner in which it is done is wrong. When President Weah government decided to take marketers from the street, what did they do? They went to red light and had discussions, not one, not two, not three meetings. They held meetings with the people and told them that, look, we are building Omega, and the government built Omega, and people moved there. Though it was not everybody that moved there, right? But people moved to Omega, and today Omega has been expanded by the very people, by the very marketers that have moved there. People have gone there and built new stores, new market centers. Omega is like a city now. The government came to Douala, right? Because we knew that we would have constructed the road. The road was going to be constructed, right? So when the feasibility studies was done, when the resources were mobilized, logistics were mobilized on the road, right? Even prior to that, we started expanding the Douala market. We expanded the Douala market, and the Japanese government helped the government in that light, expanded the Douala market, and some people moved into the market. Some people moved into the market. There were other people still on the streets. There are other people still on the street. You cannot move everybody from the street. It is not possible. But do not infringe on their rights, because they are citizens of this country. They have the right to live. They have the right to survive. They have the right to their self-determination. You don't have to behave to them that way. It is wrong. I think the government should see reason. The government should see reason. Like a place like Douala, let them stop infringing on the rights of our people. We are not saying you should not build the road. Yes, the road is for everybody, but in the process of building the road, look, people are being beaten. Not only their markets, not only their goods have been confiscated, but they have been beaten severely. Men and women, marketers, their rights have been violated. They've been brutalized by the security forces. Did the people elect you to beat on them? Or they elected you to solve their problems? If you cannot solve the people's problems, leave them. You're already holding on to the money. There is no money. The money is not circulating. Only government officials are playing with the money. They are eating the money. They are stealing the country's money, stealing the resources. They're giving jobs. You cannot give the people jobs. You're giving jobs to your girlfriends, to your friends. Both the vice president and the president, Jeremiah Kuhn and Joseph Boakai, respectively. Less than a month ago, in Topmanburg, the president said they have not done well on job creation. Prior to the president saying that, the vice president echoed that. You cannot already provide jobs for the people. Then you are infringing on their rights. You are taking bread from their mouth. Then you're talking about bread and butter issue. What bread and butter? Bread and butter issue, my foot. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to the show, you are in tune to the CDC Hour on Kings FM 88.5, and you are also watching live on Kings FM Facebook page. If you are there, in the next 1 minute, you can start placing your call on 0772 239933, 0772 239933, 0886 3044 97, 0777 980375. You can start placing your call to these numbers. I think we have a caller on the line. Let's go there to take our first caller. Hello.
Good evening, Shaka.
Yes, good evening. CDC Pape, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Lord God bless you. God bless King's FM family. You know, Shaka, what are people doing? They think a big green thing to people fearing us. Me, I relax. Me and my 4 children will fight. We relax. When you talk to man, when you read to cross the river, when you read, they will know how to cross it. They will not fear nobody. Nobody, people will tell me, say, other day, one of the professors from the university with Mr. Andrews over there talking about people, I'll call you and tell you, nothing will come. The way we leave power today is they even been announcing our Senate brother go leave it for them, that is thinking they will leave it for us. Only thing we sedition, we must say, why vote against them?
Thank you so much.
From here to Bata. But we will not let them to get close before they say they will cheat.
Thank
When
you.
they won't do anything, they will leave it with us.
Thank you so much, CDC Pape. Let's take this international call. Hello. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Good evening.
This is Abraham Connor calling from the United States. Great show, man. Thanks for the effort, man. All right. Listen, you know, the topic on the discussion that has to do with the visa restriction in Liberia is very troubling. And this is an issue that concerns every Liberian. I don't know whether the government has come up with any official position.
No, not yet.
You can read you can read things for what have unfolded over the last couple of days or if not week. Especially the position of Liberia, because officially if Louis Brown speaks at the United Nations, he's speaking in the capacity of Liberia's representation.
Of course.
Definitely. So predicated on that, he was empowered to speak in that direction.
Yes, before you go further, Louis Brown is Liberia's permanent representative to the UN, and he speaks. He obviously will have to have a word from Monrovia, from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, before making any position of Liberia. But prior to that, 41 countries were placed on that visa restriction. Liberia was not there, you know. At the time,
last week, Shaka, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know. But the moment Liberia read a position on behalf of 3 countries, Somalia and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, we are slapped now.
Yeah. So, hello.
Yes, I'm here. I'm getting you loud and clear.
Yeah. So Isaka, the point I was trying to drive home, it was a very Ambassador Brown that had a representation of Liberia at the United Nations when the issue came about with the China issue. I don't know whether you can remember that. He was Liberia's ambassador at the time to the United Nations.
Oh yes.
When China when the condemnation came about the people in China, those Muslims that you talk about, the Uyghur, right?
Yeah, the Uyghur.
That's the name.
Yes, the Uyghur.
The Uyghur group over there. And that condemnation came, it was predicated on that the suspension of that project that is going on now came about. And that was not the only project that has to do with the road connecting that Peace Island with, of course, the boulevard over there. Those are the 2 projects that got halted from China. So if the same ambassador come by this time again, I don't know what is the reading. Because you got to look at the volatility of the international diplomacy that is playing, especially at the level of the United States right now. So you got to be very cognizant of what's unfolding. But my fear right now, Luke, Isaka, I just want to close on this. I hope Liberia will still benefit from the Millennium Challenge goodwill.
Yes, and that's the worry. That's the worry of many Liberians.
Yes.
Even if you ask the government, they will tell you that they are worried.
I hope it will happen because there are a lot of uncertainty on issues right now, especially with the current political dynamics that play at the United States here. So, but again, let me not take all of the time. I know you got other callers, but I just want to say commend you. This is my first time calling on your show. But in between any time, man, when you're on, I will try to contribute my little quota again. Okay?
I thank you, and I would like before you hang up, I would like that anytime if you want to share your perspective on the show, I think we can set up an appearance for you. Yeah, maybe the 1 hour we can give you anytime you want to share your perspective on Liberian on Liberian issues.
Okay, no problem. But we will talk about this. Do me a favor, man. I would like to get your contact.
Okay, I will. Okay, thank you. I will do just that. Okay, Ibaika. Okay, thanks very much. Let's go to the line to talk to another caller.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
You know what, please?
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah. We are grateful. Said that we can live without America. The last time we were talking. So, if I remember a couple of visa restriction on like a good for because we say that American government can't give us later they carry more. So that yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Let's take another caller. Hello.
Good evening, Honorable Minister.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
Okay. This is Jimmy. I'm Jimmy. I call for Honorable Jason through having me in the borough.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, Mr. Sherry, when things started, we were telling our people, America only cares for the interest. And Louis Brown, we expected Louis Brown to understand this. Look, you can't be in a country that is just taking a seat at the Security Council and you want to put yourself in problem with America, the most powerful country in the world. Even the China and Russia that you want to land with today, they are a fellow America. They are a fellow America. So, it's just in less than 3 days or less than 1 week, they are going to have a place of visa restriction. Even though that visa restriction will not be affecting me because I think God will bless me to go to America, but you need to understand behind that visa restriction, there are a lot of things coming. What America start putting also learning, there are a lot of things coming. This government need to be careful. The next years are, Mr. Chevy, years of government are not care to listen to people. Look at the people attitude in Douala. They go collect a lot of rebels there. They post MC clones to the police. That's the women there, taking the women in market here, hitting women there. To the police there, anything you see now, they just plastic. Get taking the women in market. For what? The government want them, the government want them, they couldn't drop our swam there. That's something called where they were to the 50. They couldn't tell it then and Jana Swam call and tell the person of the European swam in the meters. But the government does not get played by the people. Then that picture by the people. When we tell us the government is a reckless government, you say we shouldn't refer to the past, reckless. But when the people in the government manner, we need to refer to the past, reckless people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you so much. Let's take another call on the line. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, Mama Bessie.
Ma Bessie, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. We talk about Wiki. The message was that Kawahi. So no all the way that we eat a lawyer. We talk about justice. We talk about justice. Justice. We want to be free. We want food. We want fair. They don't want to be our people. They want that city. They say 100 days. So la bien no 100 days. I want no easy car. That just so wrong. Somebody do wrong. They just go on the justice. They get all up on get justice. They get all up on get justice. Maybe I want to. That we're talking about now. Who other go? I want to read that we're talking now. So that is fair. Maybe there. That we're talking about. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma Bessie. 0772239933. Hello?
Yeah, hello. Good evening, Ishaka.
Yes, hello. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Ishaka, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Apopo Kono, down Coast Spoon Hill, Winter Community. Ishaka, I thought we just celebrated winning a seat at the UN General Assembly. I thought the president was celebrated around here for speaking good English. Then how do we get here? If the president was celebrated for these things, and our brothers on the other side said they were running an irresponsible government, and they even celebrated visa extension, then how do we get here today to be placed on visa restriction? Look, the Unity Party guys, they lie their way to power and they continue to lie. We told them that you can lie your way to power. As a city government, you cannot lie. This is a C. Louis Brown, who went and voted against America when President we are calling and fire him. This is a sin there. So the American people have tracked this man. They know that he has some malice against them. That's why Liberians are going to suffer this effect. Ishaka, you just said it rightly. When President we got ready for the Omega market, I laid the evidence of it. After he took the people from red light to Omega, he said, "Oh, my people, I took some of you, your market got damaged. The loan that you took from the rural banks, the government going to pay." He paid. But what are the guys doing, Shaka? The guys have gone out of vision. They lie to the people. They say when the Republican job will come, 3 years no job, the people need a job. They should stop bossing the people horses down. If they don't have the job for the people, then they need the people to struggle, then they boss the people horses down. Thank you very much for always giving us the space to make our voice on national issue. Thank you very
Spencer
much.
Mohammed. Thank you, Spencer. We can do that by...
This is Federal Council. Hello.
Elder Council, let's hear you.
Ishaka,
Yes.
this particular party, they are looking for suffering people. No one brought serious. They don't want to bring the poor horses and say they were being sick. They say, they go all over. They get after the suffer for. Ishaka, the people here, they are the old people that are in power. 2 week party, that's very also being ordered. That the same group that change their name, they say that Unity Party. And let me tell you, they Unity Party people, they are educated, they know book. So they trying to wrestle against the United States. But man, the way they can feed us, they get nothing. They get stealing the money, putting in their pocket. Congo in Liberia, when they do it with mash, and then I said that Idi Amin to can't or with mash again Congo in the country. And you can last time you say you are suffering, you told me what getting now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You can do that by calling on 0772-239933, 086-3044. Hello?
Yeah, this is Mohammed Gitawe.
Mohammed Gitawe. Long time.
Yeah. Long time. How are you?
Thank God, I'm doing good.
The restriction that we are hearing today, it not surprising some of us. The way the government operating the country, the Ishaka. You will hear that of bad news internationally against the government. It is the international generally like now dollar is just looking at a phone when they are fucking human being like animals. And then people they are here to get report to the international community. President Joseph Mabaka under administration of Bruce Ishaka. Now eating is an achievement under the administration where he boasts about experience and integrity and connection to the world. Today, Liberia for them to eat is an achievement, Bro Ishaka. It's very sad. And Bro Ishaka, our in Kinjal last week, the people of Kinjal, they want to see the former president of Liberia because it's a must there, it has a private day. Lalo, Cdc now, I don't know what Kinjal area, they met some of all the care or what they get contact with some of the people to invite the president there.
We will discuss that. We discuss that off the air. Yes, yes, we discuss that off the air.
We discuss it because a lot of things happening to our region there. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much, Mohammed Gitawe. It's been a long time, my own friend and brother. Let's take another caller.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good evening, Shaka.
Yeah, Precious.
Yeah, Ishaka. About 4.0 problem. My first time seeing one person holding 3 positions in the party government. My first time. Kweke Komo, the RG. Kweke Komo, the Justice Minister. Kweke Komo, the General Minister. You want to hear the fire issue, Shaka? Kweke Komo, till the fire issue is selling on here. We shall go get fire selling. The experience that they boasted with. That they have 42 years experience. We're not sleeping the time, Isaka. You see how far I reach? Comment official sort of massing and raping people's children. Is that what we voted for? Is that what we voted for, Isaka? They were here telling us that the man is the most educated person in Africa. When America spoke good English there. Today, everything is upside down. You know what they will get for them, Isaka? The people will rape people for the entire 6 years. Because I want to vote for what did it, Ishaka?
Yeah, Patience. You got to give your number because I want to get to you.
Oh?
Yeah.
I'm a call the number.
Yeah, call the number.
0770 76
55 00.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I will call you. So let's get our last caller. Let's get to our last caller and call it a day. Hello.
Thank you. Yeah, good evening, Ishaka.
Yes, good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Edmond Carr.
Edmond, let's hear you.
Yeah, the last time when Louis Brown read that statement and media picked it up, this is the same thing AB was stretching. And we told them that it was not necessary because the people were not looking at the A3 country you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They are looking at Liberia, being their long-term ally, our partner. So it was not necessary. If the government was serious, you could have immediately recalled Louis Brown because Louis Brown barred Record is already in the General Assembly. The last time when you will recall, by President we are replaced, it was based on the city of him going against America. So here again, to have read that statement, we said that it was wrong and something was coming for us. You see what we have? And very much discouraging, and very much disappointed tonight. I'm shout hearing you know, because how come when we were dropped off the list of the visa restriction, just I think last week we were dropped off the list.
Last week we were dropped out of 41 countries.
We are placed back on that list. It's a serious issue, in my view. We are the citizens that will struggle it.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? When we are restricted here, nothing is happening. Nobody going, nobody coming. It's a serious issue. Look, this is the time for the Liberian people to rise up now. And that one will tell you, oh, America not coming. You need to rise up and let America know that there's a bad governance in the country. Then they will speak for you. We said that you were wrong. You should not dump that to America. We will lose when our country to push us into mess.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. He's our last call. With him, we have come to the end of today's edition of the CDC Hour. The next time you will see us here, inshallah, will be on Friday, the day after tomorrow. And I have been here for the last 1 hour, bringing you information that you can use. Until then, I'm your presenter, Isiaka Sharif. Until Friday, I say bye-bye.
On the road, because we're coming in with full. Kakabella, Jella, Wapi, we're coming there, y'all defeated. Big politician, we put in y'all.